Well, I mentioned this last time I taught. It feels like I haven't taught forever, even though it's been 1 week that I missed, but I'm like, my goodness, it feels like forever. Anyways, I really want to continue to focus on slowing down during this holiday season, because I think just naturally we're so rushed. And even if you don't feel rushed, the world around us is very rushed. So even if you're like, I'm gonna drive slowly today, people are just gonna like zoom around you and cut you off and go crazy. Or especially with the snowstorms over the last few days, I feel like people were even more erratic. It was like half the population was driving extra slow and walking slow, and the other half was like, oh, you're driving slow, I'm just gonna turn right in front of you. So I think really what I like to focus on this time of year is slowing down and being settled within ourselves, right? Because we can't affect the world around us completely. We can make a little bit of a shift in it, but really choosing to settle in and be comfortable and confident in this ease and this just stability inside, so that the stuff around us and the whirlwinds don't necessarily take us over and take us on a trip as well. So using our time here this morning to really focus in, settle in, and just be present with ourselves. So with that in mind, find a comfortable seat here on your mat. Close your eyes. And take a moment to settle into your seat. So very intentionally rooting down through your sit bones. And drawing that energy up your spine, up to the crown of your head, so you grow a little bit taller. Relax the shoulders. Let the arms hang heavy in your lap. And then once you feel at least remotely comfortable in your seated position, shift your attention to your breath. So you're taking that slow, intentional inhale, filling yourself up to that top fullness in this moment. And then mirroring that with your long, slow exhale, tapping into that emptiness at the bottom. And we'll use the breath this morning as our guide to come back inside, to center. And additionally, one of the gifts that we're given this morning is this opportunity to work with sort of the chaos that naturally presented itself this morning. The voices around us that aren't normally present. Can you use this to start testing and working on drawing your attention to your breath and your inward, or your internally? We'll take a few more breaths here. And if there's another intention or something else that drew you to your mat this morning, incorporate that into your intention as well. Keep your eyes closed. On your next inhale, bring your hands down to your belly and your lower. Start to breathe in a way that fills up this area. So if you inhale, you really feel that expansion, that pressing out of both the belly as well as the low back. And with the exhale, you feel it hugging back towards your center line, towards your core. This type of breath actually slows down your nervous system. It's the rest and digest type of breathing. On your next inhale, shift your hands up to your rib cage. So you can either cross your arms or bring hands to same rib cage side. And now focus on the breath expanding out to the left and the right. So with the inhale, you tap into that expansion. And with that exhale, you feel it hugging back towards your spinal line. This breath is more invigorating. So notice as you tune into this, how your energy may shift. On your next inhale, bring hands up to chest and or the upper back. So on the inhale, you feel your chest and upper back rise, that lift with the breath. And with the exhale, you feel it hug back in towards center, settling back in. And this is also a more energizing breath. We'll shift into Viloma, which is this 3-part breath. So you select where you'd like your hands. So any of these spots that we've placed them thus far, or you can simply rest them in your lap. Exhale all the air out to empty. Inhale 1/3 of the way full into the belly and the low back. Pause. And inhale the second third into your rib cage. Pause. Final third, chest, upper back, all the way till full. And then at the top, hold that fullness, that kumbhak breath retention. As you're ready, exhale a long, slow, smooth exhale, emptying chest, ribs, belly, all the way to empty. Beautiful. Again, like that. First third into the belly and low back. Pause. Second third, fill up the rib cage. Pause. Final third, chest, upper back, all the way to full. Hold at the top. And then as you're ready, exhale long and slow, emptying chest, ribs, belly. Do that twice more at your own pace. There's no rush, but once you've completed that 4th and final round, rest your hands in your lap. And as you feel ready, you start to weave in some movements. So it could be as subtle as rolling through the neck or taking some cat-cows. Maybe it's twisting a little bit or rocking side to side. Getting some organic movement. Okay, this is silly, but literally one of my favorite things is when I grab the right number of coasters without counting. It just feels so satisfying. As you're ready, transition that movement forward, coming onto hands and knees. You can work with that basic cat-cow, inhaling, lifting the chest, exhaling, rounding the spine. Or maybe getting some more organic, larger movements, sitting back to a child's pose, or even circling the hips side to side. So really there's no wrong way to move here, it's just feeling out your body, noticing what's present this morning without judgment. The little coasters that I pass around, I think you all know, but I'll just mention it real quick. They're the consent coasters, so if you'd like hands on assist, flip them to the yellow side. If you would like me to leave you alone, flip it back to the blue side at any point during class. Take about 3 more breaths here. I'm still waiting for David to surround his mat with coasters. He said he's going to do it one day. And then as you feel ready, press yourself up and back to your first downward facing dog in the practice. Curling toes under, hips extend up and back. You can take your time to arrive there. If you're really luxuriating in cat-cow, you're welcome to stay with that longer. Keeping this framework that really this practice is yours, right? So I'm here guiding with different ideas, different movements, but first and foremost, you're listening to your body, tuning into what's going on inside and letting that ultimately dictate how you shift, how you move. Now in down dog, you have the opportunity to simply hold the pose strong to stay with that structure. Or you can continue that movement, bending and straightening the legs, walking out your dog. Just feeling into what works best for your body in this moment. About 3 more breaths here. On your next exhale, slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat, keeping your knees bent so you are kind to your low back. Inhale for a halfway lift, get that spinal extension, knees can be super bent. Exhale to fold it back in. So we're going to do that once more just because it feels good. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale to fold it in. You can bend the knees and almost come to a squat. On your inhale, come all the way up to standing. Arms reach overhead. If it feels good, you can take a little back bend here. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, float your arms back up to the sky. Maybe that little back bend if it feels good. Exhale, forward fold. Either swan dive or roll it down. Being kind to your hamstrings and low back. Once you arrive at your fold, inhale, take that halfway lift. And on your exhale, roll your way all the way down to a seated position. Make your way onto your back with your prop nearby. So either your rolled up mat or a block, place it in between your thighs, snug up towards the pubic bone. Float your legs straight up to the sky. I think I'm the only one in here that's pregnant, so everyone else gets to do the core work. I only have like 1 more month of no core work, so I have to embrace that. I actually miss it quite a bit. All right, so check out your legs. If this feels like it's pulling in your hamstrings or low back, bend your knees to 90-degree angles or less. If that still bothers your low back, keep your feet all the way on the ground, almost like you're setting up for bridge pose. If none of that bothers you, keep your legs reaching directly up towards the ceiling. Activate the feet so the toes spread wide. Yes. Interlace the hands behind your head. Take a huge breath, spread it into the back body. Hold the breath, press mid-back into mat. Curl tailbone up, squeeze your prop. On exhale, lift head and shoulders. Nice, Mike. Squeeze a little more. That's it. Pull low belly down. Awesome. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone up. Good. Squeeze around the prop. Nice, James. Exhale. Head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more. Beautiful. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale. Head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Beautiful, Lisa. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Moving into 3-part twisting abs. Take a deep breath in. Hold that breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, keep your head and shoulders up. Squeeze your block. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Yep, both elbows towards the thigh. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, torso back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone a little more. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, torso back to center. Hold the prop. Squeeze. Exhale, legs lift higher. Torso lifts higher. Lift as high as you can. Directly up towards the rafters. Pull belly down. And inhale, release. Head and shoulders. We're going to keep going. Stay with me. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, keep head and shoulders up. Squeeze your prop. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Squeeze a little more. Keep your head supported. Pull belly down. Inhale, torso to center. Hold the breath. Good stuff. Squeeze. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards the right thigh. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, torso to center. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, reach legs higher. Reach torso higher. Everything higher. Pull belly down. And release. Take an extra breath. We're doing one more round. It's Christmas season. You have to do one more round. All right. Hands behind your head. This time, switch the way your fingers are interlaced so it's in your non-habitual way. Legs go back up. You can always bend the knees. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Press mid back into mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale. Keep head and shoulders lifted. Squeeze the prop. Tuck tailbone a little more. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Tuck tailbone. Squeeze your prop. Exhale, elbows towards the opposite leg. For most of you, it's the right. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Squeeze your prop. Last one here. Exhale, reach legs higher. Reach torso higher. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. And release. Set your block aside. Let's do some windshield wiper legs. So walk your feet about that width apart. On your exhale, lower your knees to one side. Inhale, bring them back through center line. Exhale, over to the other side. And just getting into a rhythm that feels good to your body. It feels really nice to stay on one side. Go for it. Taking some extra breaths there. And then bringing your legs back through center, setting up for a basic bridge pose. So if you'd like a prop here in between your thighs or under your hips, you're welcome to gather that now. Reach down, raise the back of your heels with your fingertips, just establishing that distance. And then root your feet strongly into the earth. Inhale, peel your spine away from the mat, lifting into bridge. Arms can rest by your sides here, or you can even take goalpost arms. Really fire up to the legs, lift up to the heart and the belly. And then direct your breath into the abdominals, so you're really expanding this area we just contracted. You want your core to be strong but flexible. I can tell you that's extra true when you're pregnant. You really want your core to be flexible as well as strong. So really tuning into these magical core muscles that have the ability to expand so much. Filling up all that space with your breath. And then allowing it to transition up to the chest and upper back. Softening even through your jaw here. Take about 5 more full breaths. Awesome breathing. Remove any props. On your exhale, tuck tailbone. Slowly lower your spine down to the mat. Once your hips touch, release the back body, either hugging knees into the chest or rocking it side to side. Massaging the spine. And slowly roll over onto your left side. Make your way up to a seat on your mat. And rock all the way forward onto hands and knees. Flash prep. So come down onto the right forearm. Bring the left palm of your hand, so the palm of your left hand rather, under that left shoulder. And then scooch it back about 6 inches until you create a 90-degree angle with that left elbow. Hug the left elbow in towards the torso. Equalize the weight between the two arms. So naturally you're gonna have to push more weight into that left hand because you'll want to lean into the right forearm. Take a huge breath into the upper back. Activate the chest by firing up those infraspinatus muscles and chest muscles. On your exhale, tuck toes under, lift the hips up to the sky for flash breath. Once again, you're naturally going to want to sink into the right arm, so shift more of the weight into the left hand. Hug that left elbow in towards the torso. If you'd like a little more of a balance challenge, inhale, extend the right leg up to the sky. All while keeping that strong, fluid breath supporting your pose. Yes, awesome. Beautiful. Keep firing up the torso. 2 more full breaths here. So it's kind of like a down dog dolphin hybrid thing. Good, you can always keep the knees down as an option. On your exhale, lower that right foot down, come all the way to your knees. Yeah, so I didn't mention it, but a good option here is to just stay on the hand and the forearm and really lift up so you're still getting the activation to the chest without the pressure on the shoulders. So just an option. We'll switch sides. So left forearm onto the ground, right hand under the shoulder. Scoot that right hand back about 6 inches. Hug the right elbow in towards the torso. Exhale, curl toes under. Extend your hips up to the sky for flash breath. Shift more of the weight into the right hand. Option to float the left leg up to the sky. Yeah, and if that feels like too much, don't do it. You don't get extra gold stars in yoga for doing the poses. It's more about playing with your body, connecting to your breath. Yes. Beautiful poses. Keep that breath going. I like that variation, Esther. Keep lifting up out of the shoulders. 2 more full breaths. Lift up and out. That's it. On your exhale, nice arm. Lower the left foot. Bring both knees all the way down to the ground. Child's pose, embryo, or puppy. Give yourself this time to just surrender. Taking a pause here. Tuning your attention back inward. Tuning back into that attention. Slowing down, finding that stability within. Bring your forearms back down to the mat. We're going to do 5 breaths in dolphin pose. So take a huge breath that puffs up the upper back, opening up the space in between the shoulder blades. Head hangs heavy. On exhale, tuck both toes under, lifting the hips up and back for dolphin. You're welcome to keep the arms parallel here or hands clasped for additional shoulder support. Really use your abdominals to lift up out of the low back, creating that straight, strong line of energy. About 3 more breaths here, maybe tiptoeing the toes in closer. Yes, awesome. Feeling that core stability, lift you up. Lifting up. Yeah. On your exhale, slowly settle your knees to the earth. Pop up to hands and knees. Move through a few cat-cows. And there's no rush, but as you feel ready, making your way back to downward facing dog. So take your time. For the next 3 to 5 breaths, arriving in this downward facing dog. Open and close your jaws so you're taking some of that pressure and tension out of the neck, out of the jaw. Take a huge breath in here in your down dog. Exhale all the air out, step or hop lightly to the top of your mat. Inhale, half a lift for that spinal extension. Exhale to fold it in. Inhale, come all the way upright, arms reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Classical sons. On your next inhale, float the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Slow and controlled dive. Knees can bend here. Inhale, step left foot back for a lunge. Your choice today, knee is lifted or lowered. Full breath to lift and open the torso. Hands can be on this right thigh, or one or both arms can extend towards the ceiling. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, really opening up the torso. Gorgeous, Melinda. On your exhale, hands to the earth. Step back to plank pose. Knees can always come down for support. You can always skip this and go directly to down dog. Otherwise, flow with me through your vinyasa chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, lifting the heart. Yes, exhale back to downward facing dog. Exhale, step left foot forward, lunge. Lift and open with the torso. Once again, knees lifted or lowered here, your choice. Hands on the thigh or arms can reach upward. Soften the shoulders. That's it, David. Fill this pose up with breath. Exhale, hands to the earth. Forward folds. Drawing into the belly, come all the way up. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands gather, heart. Inhale, re-extend. We'll flow through this. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, slow and controlled. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Keep that inhale going, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, step to plank. Exhale through Chaturanga, awesome. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Shoulder blades back, exhale to downward facing dog. Exhale, step right foot forward, lunge or low lunge. Lift and open with the inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Inhale to rise up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Keep this flow going. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold through Uttanasana. With your breath, inhale, step left foot back lunge. Lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, step to plank. Continue that exhale, flowing Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward. Inhale, step left foot forward, lunge. Open it up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, arms reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Last round here. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Moving with your breath. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, step to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Exhale, step right foot forward, lunge. Open it up. Exhale, hands to the mat, forward folds. Inhale to rise up. Your own breath pace. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Close your eyes. Take a moment in this mountain pose. You're welcome to rest your arms by your sides or keep your hands at heart center. Reconnect to that intention. Add in anything else that's calling to you. Inhale to float your arms back up to the sky. Exhale to sit into chair pose, Uttanasana. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed here or open them back up. Sit a little bit deeper, just feeling the legs start to fire up, start to support you. Yeah. Maybe a little deeper. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale, fold it in and just hang out here for a few breaths. You can interlace hand and opposite elbow for this ragdoll pose. Yeah, just a few breaths, letting gravity traction your spine. Let your head hang heavier. There you go. Release the arms. Inhale, halfway lift for that spinal extension. Exhale, place your hand on the mat. step your way back to plank position, that upward push-up position. Knees can always come down for support. Hold strong here, feeling your core engaged. Shift the weight slightly forward. And then on your exhale, lower slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop the chest, cobra or up dog. Yeah. Exhale, back to downward. Take a deep breath in your down dog. Exhale out the mouth. Sort of like a tension release valve. So let's do that again. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Once more, this time really focus on the jaw releasing as you let this breath out. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Yeah. Keep rooting down through your hands. Inhale, extend the left leg up to the sky. Spread your toes, reach that leg long. Good. That's an awesome shift. Feel for space as you reach through that leg. Nice. Keep rooting down through the inner edges of your hands. Keep your hands pressed, but keep lifting the hips up. One more inhale, maybe the leg lifts a little bit higher. Exhale with that momentum, step left foot through, warrior two. So rise up to face this window side of the room. Take a moment to set yourself up. And then flip your palms up to the sky. Yeah, so your hands are facing the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. You can keep your hands like this, or flip the palms over, but keep that same softness. Staying here in this basic warrior two. Just feeling in the strength of your legs, equal balance between both feet. Now adding some intentional movement here. Kite hop. One of those clever original Forrest Yoga references. Or I think it's clever. You guys can make your own reference of it. On your inhale, flip the palms up if they aren't already. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. On your exhale, thumbs are going to lead. Flip the palms over, rotate the shoulders, slight bend through the upper chest. Inhale, thumbs lead, flip it back over. Draw shoulder blades down, lift up to the heart. Yes, beautiful. On your exhale, flip the palms slowly over. Shoulder blades lift as you roll. Inhale, open it back up. One more round to your exhale. Slow and controlled, rotate it forward and down. Inhale to open it back. Exhale into your reverse warrior. Keep that left palm flipped. Exhale, reach up and back, opening through this left side now. Right hand can be on your hip, can work its way down that right leg, or you can find yourself into a bind to your left heel. Fill this pose up with breath. Very intentionally expanding the breath into this left side body. Left side of ribs, all the way up into the armpits. Keep driving that left knee forward, expanding this left side. Keep your torso as it is. Moving into a neck stretch, bring the left hand towards the front of the room. Allow the head to hang heavy towards that right shoulder. Shift the breath into this left side of the neck. Imagine some of the tension that's held here just unraveling, melting away. Reaching through the left hand, come back up through warrior two. Now we'll take a triangle pose style. You are already ready. So straighten out that left leg. Shorten your stance as much as necessary. And then reach that left arm as far forward as you can. Tip it over, coming into Trikonasana triangle. Left hand can be propped on your shin, a block, or the earth. If you feel like really working the obliques, you can float that left hand. Yes, awesome. Keep the breath smooth and strong. Yeah, remember this is your practice, so you can always up-level it, making it more challenging. You can always down-level it, making it more accessible to your body in this moment. So finding what feels best to you or what your body craves the most in this moment. Turning this pose on its side, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Bring the right hand to your hip to start. Then shift the weight into that left foot. Bring a block with you if you need. Lift up the right leg. Extend the right arm to the sky for half moon. This is a balance pose, so allow for those little minor shifts, knowing that balance is this constantly shifting state, right? You can feel that in that left foot as, yeah, sometimes you fall all the way out, sometimes it's those micro movements, shifting back and forth, forward and back. If you'd like to take a bind, please shift into that now. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Maybe 3, just so you can get into a bind if you have it. Beautiful. Release the bind if you have it. Exhale, right hand to the mat, hug the right knee into your chest, that little Shiva squat if you like. Then inhale, reach the right leg straight back. Lower your foot down to the ground. Hands frame that left foot. So at any point, you can bring this right knee down to the ground for support. Or keep this right leg fired up, supporting that way. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Keep the right hand on the ground or your block. Inhale, left arm lifts to the sky for a spinal twist. Yeah, connect into that breath. So on the inhale, you feel this left side of the chest opening up. On the exhale, you feel that connection back to your core, to your center line, drawing your way deeper into the pose. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Fire up the legs, reach both arms back behind you. Once again, back knee can come down at any point. Hover above this left thigh so you're feeling a lot happening. And then inhale, draw shoulder blades together, come all the way up, crescent lunge. Arms extend towards the sky. Back heel is lifted. Fire up the legs, lift through the heart. Let's come into Lance Dodger. So right hand behind your head, left hand behind the low back. Start to lift up through the chest, leaning back, opening up even more through this frontal plane of the body. If it feels good, you can rest your head completely in the hand. You can lean back even more by bending that right knee. Two more breaths here. Fire up the legs, come back upright, re-extend the arms. Exhale, left hand to left thigh, reach up and over, opening into the side bend. Exhale into one more spinal twist here. Option to come into a full prayer by hooking the right elbow over the left thigh, making a fist of the bottom hands. If that's too deep for you, right hand can come back to the ground, left hand to thigh, or left arm reaching up to the sky. Beautiful. If you want to take that expansion, you're welcome to open the arms up. Nice. If you like to take side crow scissors, you can move into an arm balance here. I'm not going to demo it because I can't do it, but James will demo it for you all. Yeah, awesome. Keep breathing. Inhale, unwind out of that. Place both hands back on the mat. Inhale to float the left side up and back, three-legged down dog. Exhale, bend that left knee, open up through the hip. Option to flip your dog into a wild thing, if that's part of your practice. Lift up and open, otherwise just stay in that three-legged down dog. Yes, flip it back over. Everybody re-extend the left leg towards the sky. On exhale, left knee to outer edge of right arm, a little cross body movement. Inhale, re-extend the left leg. Exhale, left knee to outer edge of left arm. Inhale, re-extend the left leg. Exhale, knee to chest, lift up in between the shoulders. Lower that left leg down for pigeon on this side. So it's your choose your own pigeon route. So you can take this more resting, typical pigeon pose, where your hips are square, maybe back hip is lifted, and you can relax into this stretch. You can also stay in a more upright version, firing up the legs so it's more active. You can also come all the way onto your back, hooking the left ankle over the right thigh for a reclining variation if that feels too much on your joints. So finding the version that fits best for you. Yeah. Melting into your nose. Or firing up your pose if you're taking the more active version. We're going to take about 5 to 7 breaths here. Yeah, for the seated variation, that's also a good alternative. About 5 more breaths. Take a deep breath out into that left hip. Exhale out the mouth. Awesome. Inhale, slowly ease your way up out of that. About 5 breaths to make your way back to down dog. So take your time with some cat-cows. Take a vinyasa. You can just move slowly. There's no rush, but eventually we'll arrive in downward facing. Take a deep breath in your down dog. Exhale all the air out, step or hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift for that spinal extension. Exhale to fold it back in. Inhale, come all the way upright, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes, check back in. Inhale, float your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Deep breath in, lift through the heart. We won't stay that long. Don't worry. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat. This time, step to plank or hop back, chaturanga. Lowering slowly, you can always skip these. On your inhale, sweep the chest, cobra or up dog. Draw shoulder blades back, yes. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, extend that right leg up and back. Awesome, breathing. Spread through the toes. Reach that leg long. Creating more space here. Beautiful. Without momentum, step the right foot through. Warrior two. Rise up with your inhale. Take a moment, settle into your warrior. Feeling the strength of your core. And let's do that flip of the hands. Everyone flip the palms to the sky. Soften the shoulders, bend the elbows a lot to start. Yeah. Now you have the option to stay with your arms like this and just straighten the back out, or flip the palms over, still keeping the shoulders soft. Stay in your warrior two. Feel the strength of your pose. Another unique Forrest pose. Relax your arms in front of you this time. Hook your elbows into your rib cage. You're going to keep the elbows hooked in the whole time. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. Take a deep breath in here. On exhale, hands reach out, keep squeezing the elbows. Inhale, bring your hands slowly back together. Exhale, open it back up. Keep squeezing the elbows. This is really good for rotator cuff. Inhale, bring the hands back together. Keep the elbows hooked. We'll do one more. Open it back up, slow and controlled. And then slowly back together. Float the arms back up. Exhale into your reverse warrior. Left hand on the hip, right hand reaches up and back, opening through this right side body. If there's a different variation you prefer, go for it. And then each of these poses, you're tuning into the body. You're asking yourself if this pose is right for you in this moment. Allowing for that feedback of maybe you need to shift it. Or perhaps you need to go deeper. Or maybe you need to step out of the pose slightly. You're finding the version that speaks best to your body in this moment. Yeah. Allowing for those adjustments to occur. Because you're truly tuning inward. Moving into our next stretch, reach just the right arm towards the front of the room. Let the head hang heavy towards that left shoulder. Breathe into this right side of the neck. And then imagine that your breath is that massage tool, unraveling some of the tension, some of the shoulds that are held in your shoulders. Reaching through that right hand, come back up, warrior two. Straighten out the right leg for your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Shorten your stance as needed. And then reach that right arm as far forward as you can. Tip it over. Good. Bring a block with you if you'd like. Taking that extra core variation if you'd like. Finding, feeling into what's best for your body. From here, moving into Ardha Chandrasana, left hand to hip, just for support. Exhale, rock it forward, weight shifts into that right foot, bringing the block with you if you'd like. Right hand is on the ground to the outer diagonal of the foot. Left leg is lifted, eventually left arm extends up as well. Good. Find your balance here. Notice how we're here long enough, so if you fall in and out of it, that's perfectly fine as well. That balance is constantly shifting. If you took a bind on the other side, shift into that here. Grabbing hold of that left ankle with your left hand. Perhaps turning it into a back bind by really kicking the foot into your hand. Gorgeous. Yeah, inhale, unwind. Arm and leg re-extend. Exhale, left hand to the ground. Hug the left knee into your chest. Maybe that Shiva squat if you'd like. And then shoot the left leg straight back. Lower it to the back of your mat so you're in this high lunge. Hands frame that right foot. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another so you've got that adductor action. Left hand stays rooted on your ground, on the ground or your block. I guess the ground can be yours, be all of ours. On your inhale, extend the right arm up to the sky for your twist. At any point, that left knee can come down. It's not cheating, it's not being weak. Yeah. At any point, that left leg can lift back up. If you're feeling called to tap into that strength. Fill this pose with breath. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Fire up the legs, even if your knee is down, you're activating the thighs here, pressing into the earth. On your inhale, float the arms back behind you, hover above this right leg. A lot of core strength here, mostly the back core. Hug the shoulder blades together and now come all the way up, crescent lunge, arms extended to the sky. Shoulders soft, legs engaged, torso long. Lance Dodger, bring left hand behind the head, right arm comes behind the low back here. Start to press the forearm down, so not forward but down, creating more space in the low back, and then start to lean back, opening up this front body. Yeah. Keep the shoulders soft. Beautiful. Inhale, come back upright, re-extend the arms. Exhale, right hand to right thigh, reach up and over this little side bend, creating more space, and then carry that into your twist, hooking the left elbow over the right thigh, a fist of the bottom hand. If that's too much, you can take that basic twist once again. You have the option here to spread the arms if that's accessible, beautiful. Or maybe play around with that side crow scissors, if that's part of your practice this morning. Yes, awesome. About 2 more breaths. Can you connect even deeper into your core? Inhale, unwind. Exhale, root your hands strongly into the mat. And inhale, float the right leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. This may be where you stay, or flip your dog into a wild thing. Open back up to the torso. If you're in wild thing, flip it back over. Everybody re-extend the right leg. Exhale, right knee to outer edge of left arm, little crunch here. Inhale, re-extend the right leg. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, knee to chest, lift up in between the shoulders, puff up the upper back, then set the right leg down. Setting up for pigeon on this side. Now once again, you have options here. So you can stay upright, firing up the leg, making it an active version. Also take that more restful version, folding over the right leg. You can also wrap that left leg around, hooking the right ankle over the left thigh for a seated or reclined variation. Or I saw some of you on the other side doing the double pigeon version, also known as fire log or shoelace. So taking a version here that works with your body. About 7 total breaths. Where can you soften? Check in with your jaw and your shoulders. This area is intimately connected with our hips. Notice if you've shifted some of the intensity as tension into the neck and jaw. Feel for releasing that here as well. For the last few moments here, you're welcome to take exhales out the mouth as an extra pressure release. The last breath, we're going to exhale together out the mouth, so deep breath in. At your own pace, exhale out the mouth. Slowly start to ease out of your pigeon. We're going to take one final downward facing dog, so take your time to get there. You can take a vinyasa, some cat-cows. But within the next 5 breaths, making your way back to your last downward facing dog practice. If you feel like you need more challenge, you can always bend the elbows, turn it into a turbo dog. About 3 more breaths in this final inversion. For this final down dog version of an inversion. On your exhale, step or float through to a seat on your mat. And then come all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, a little rocking side to side. And then bring your knees together, stacked directly over your hips. I'm going to do these little SI joint hip circles. So hands are flat on the tops of your knees. In this area, the sacrum is really tiny, so your movement is going to be very tiny. On your inhale, slowly start to move your knees in a very itsy bitsy circle in one direction. Do that about 2 to 3 times one way, and then shift, taking it the other direction 2 to 3 times. From here, move into any final pose or movement of choice. Taking about 5 or so breaths to complete your practice. That could be happy baby. It could be a shoulder stand if that's part of your practice. It could be a bridge pose or a final spinal twist. If you feel ready to move directly into down dog, down dog, what am I saying? Sorry, this pregnancy breathing is real. If you feel like moving directly into Shavasana, you're welcome to do that as well. And taking your time to complete your practice. Adding any props or clothing to make yourself as comfortable as possible here. And noticing that once again, this is your practice. So if laying on your back in a traditional Shavasana pose is right for you, do that. If you prefer to scoot to the wall and take legs up the wall, Viparita Karani for Shavasana, you can do that. If you prefer to be in a seated meditation or propping your legs or on your side, it's up to you. So finding what will best suit you for these last few restful minutes of class. Settling in, allowing the breath to fall back to its natural cadence, allowing your body to simply surrender. Letting go for these last few moments of class. among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines. They give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the worlds, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say, and you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light and to shine. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light and to shine. Deepen your breath, bringing movement back in. And easing your way over to one side, this fetal position. This symbolic rebirth. With eyes still closed, make your way up to a seat on your mat. Inhale to float your arms up to the sky. Exhale, gather hands back to heart center. Just take a moment for gratitude for yourself, for your body, for your practice. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Namaste.